today we're going to be talking about the top 3 mistakes that are holding you back from results. So this is a massive subject, but I'm going to give you the top 3 because these are the ones that I see most regularly. So I'm going to give everybody another couple of minutes to jump on. With these lives, there's people on trains, on planes, in cars. So you grab your earphones and we'll get started about 30 seconds. Okay. So let's get into this then, guys. So the top 3 mistakes that I see, and this is on the ground, in the trenches, what I see on a daily, weekly, monthly basis. So if any of these resonate with you, then I'm going to kind of give you some ideas, some solutions to fix these problems, right? Now, we see these a lot. We see these kind of like a pattern of people trying but failing. And, let me just put a caveat on this, right? If you're watching this and you're highly motivated, if you're a successful business person, you've got a lot of internal motivation. The problem you've got is the motivation isn't normally enough to get to where you want to be. You need to be consistent. That's the hard bit, right? And I've heard it 1,000 times. I can do it myself. And 6 months go past and you get a little bit of results and they unravel, they don't change. And the main reason is because you haven't got that support system in place. You're not doing the right types of stuff and you're not seeing the results that you want. So if you watch this video and you've tried and failed a few times, maybe once, sometimes I've heard of people trying 5 to 10 times to lose weight, get in shape, improve those health markers, but nothing's really worked, then listen up, because these are the top 3 that I see regularly. Number 1, and this is a biggie, this is one that you really should be taking note of, okay? You need to make this a priority, okay? It's not just about saying, this is now my priority, okay? January the 1st, write it in a diary, new year, new me. All of that nonsense, that, to be totally honest with you, is a load of our bollocks, because you got to do it now, not January the 1st. And I've had this conversation a few times with people, and I did a post on it yesterday. The best time is now, all right? Because you say that you want to do it, doesn't mean that you're making it a priority. When you make it a priority, it means you have to kind of tweak and change and manipulate the environment around you to ensure that you make it a priority. As an example, okay? Me saying that as of Monday, I'm going to lose 14 pounds and I want to go to the gym 3 times a week, but then not actually doing anything to make that a reality, that is just a lie. That's just, again, living in denial. If I say that I want to lose 14 pounds and I want to train 3 times a week and I put it in my diary to do it Monday, Wednesday, Friday, that's another step forward. Well done, okay? The problem is that that's great and you've kind of made that first step. However, you haven't made it a priority. Now, making it a priority is the following. That means that when it's in your diary, if it's a Monday, Wednesday, Friday, if it's a Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday, whatever you're going to be doing, it does not move. Okay? It does not move. That is making it a priority. Okay? So if you've got a PA, you've got a VA, if you've got an EA, any other letters, E and A and a V and A, you have to tell them that these are priority and they're not to be moved. Okay, the amount of people I talk to that are running businesses, running divisions, busy people that say, I had a session in, but my PA put something over the top of it. It's your diary. If you really want to do this, if you want to make this a priority, if you want to get results, you have to tell everyone in your team, guys, from 5:30 to 6:30 or 6 to 7, or whenever you're going to be doing it, you cannot contact me. Unless the building's on fire or 3 clients, rip up their contracts. Unless it's emergency, that hour is for me. That's making it a priority. So everybody around you, your team, your family, your wife, your husband, that is my time. I guarantee you, 90% of the people on here spend next to 0 time on themselves. So you deserve a couple of hours a week, guys, to make this work for you. It has to be a priority. It has to be in the diary. Everyone around you has to know that it does not move, okay? Now, I know that's easy to say, and everyone's sitting there rolling their eyes going, yeah, but what if the board calls, or what if a client calls? I get that, but it's not going to be happening 3 times a week, right? It has to be in your diary, it has to be solid. So unless so from a kind of, a journey point of view, this was on my live yesterday, make the decision, Be honest with yourself that you actually want to make this change. Yeah? Be honest. Say, it's my fault. I'm in this position because of what I've done. I've overeaten, drunk too much, travelled too much, haven't slept enough, whatever. My behaviours, right? Then you set your goal. Then you make it a priority. This is like the next step from which I had yesterday. Excuse me. So making it a priority in the diary. Okay? Number 2 is so many people underestimate how important it is to get every single workout in their diary and to do the workout. So you made it priority, it's in the diary, they have to do them. Okay? You have to do the workouts. The rule is, say if you've got 3 in the diary, right? For the first 30 days, it should be your 100% goal to not skip a single workout. Yeah? So 3 a week times your 4 or 5 weeks, okay? 30 days, solid, doesn't move. That is gonna 10, 20x your, potential for getting the results that you want, okay? If you start skipping and changing and moving and missing workouts in that first 30 days, you're done. You are done, okay? And everyone underestimates this. They talk about, I can do it myself. I'm self-motivated. I know what to do. I can get a program. That's great, but now you've got to get it out of your mouth and physically do the thing, okay? 2 weeks is not enough. 1 week is not enough. It's got to be 4 weeks, guys. Done this for a long, long time. Unless you're doing 4 weeks without skipping a single workout, you're toast. You cannot skip workouts, okay? Once you get through that 30 days, you can have a little more flexibility. Okay, right, I'm on this, but I've just had this thing come in, I'll move it to tomorrow, okay? And generally the rule is, you can skip or move 1, but you can't skip or move 2. As soon as you skip or move 2, after that kind of 30-day period, you're losing momentum. You have to keep momentum, okay? Now, bearing in mind, there could be people watching this that have got a long journey ahead of them. 16 weeks, 52 weeks, I don't know, it depends. We've had plenty of clients that, yeah, bang on, Jimmy, I'm grooving, my friend. Morning, Craig. If you've got 14 to 20 pounds to lose, right, this is going to be a little bit of a longer journey for you, okay? It's not going to take 3 weeks. If you've got 20, 40 pounds to lose, start thinking about a year, okay? And obviously we do 6-week programs, which are really condensed, intense programs that really focus on fast results, okay? You will see fast results, but you ain't losing 40 pounds, yeah? So just have that in your mind, guys, that, keeping that consistency around doing your workouts is absolutely vital for you getting in shape and losing weight and getting those key markers up. Being strong is the single best thing that you can do to keep yourself lean and resilient and healthy. Okay. So, as I mentioned, you need to make it a priority, not just saying it's a priority, but actually getting it in your diary, telling your team and everybody around you, the milkman, the postman, whoever, that you are making this a priority and nothing gets put in the way of it. Okay, of course shit happens, but don't start making that excuse to me before you even started. Okay, just a segue. I did a strength and conditioning session last night for a friend of mine. He runs an under 16s football club, and it was crazy because I was listening to these 15, 16-year-olds, and all the excuses were coming out before they started doing the workout, before they started doing the speed and agility quickness stuff, the conditioning stuff. Like, it's nasty. No one enjoys it, but they need to do it. And I could just hear these kids making excuses around, I've got blisters, I can't do it. And I just can't listen to it. And it blew my mind because literally the stuff that these 15, 16-year-olds are saying, I hear 45, 50-year-olds making around why they can't do things, right? It's like, okay, well, maybe this person at 15, 16 is this person at 40 or 50, okay? Maybe they're never going to get results. Maybe they're never going to get to where they want to. Unless you can make it a priority, unless you can't skip stuff, unless you can start regurgitating the same stupid excuses you've used for 20, 30 years, you're not going to change. I can't help that, okay? Some people just don't change, and that's cool. But if you want to make a change, the stuff I'm telling you today is really, really important, okay? So the final point, so the third and final mistake that I see people making that holds them back from getting the best results that they want to, And this is obviously in tandem with making their journey a priority. Don't allow sessions to be missed. The last one is not getting their nutrition right. Okay, the amount of times I see people starting to work out, which really is the easier bit, to be totally frank with you, to get that consistency. The harder bit is consistency around food, because food's everywhere, and culturally and habitually and socially, we are programmed, depends on where you are, but generally most people on here are going to be in the UK somewhere, probably mainly London. Culturally, we're overeaters. We eat too much. We overestimate how much we actually need to survive. Throw into the mix alcohol, snacks. You walk in Tesco's, there's just snacks everywhere. And if you're feeling a bit stressed out, a bit pissed off because someone just sent you a shitty email, or you feel like tired, is a big one for me as well. I get it. The temptation's everywhere. So training is a little easier. It's 3 hours a week, 4 hours a week, 5 hours a week. Nutrition's 24 hours a day, 365 a year. The stuff that you put in your mouth is going to be probably the single biggest indicator of the results you're going to get and the way you're going to feel. Okay, if you eat Tesco meal deals every day, you're going to look and feel like a Tesco meal deal. You're going to feel like soggy bread. Okay, if you put in high quality protein, good fats, good vegetables and greens into your body, lots of hydration, taking good supplementation, you're going to look like a piece of lean steak with green vegetables all around you. Vibrant, full of energy, healthy, happy, all the stuff that we want, right? So nutrition is a massive, massive element that you need to be addressing. Now, I've only got 12 minutes here. I could go on for nutrition for 3 hours. If I brought Craig on here, my head coach, we could probably talk for 12 hours, but we're not going to. So let's just keep it really simple and give you some advice that you can take home, okay? You will hear 99.9% of the people within my industry talking about calories. Calories in, calories out, macros, blah, 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 blah. MyFitnessPal is my single biggest pet hate. I bloody hate it, okay? The reason being is that I'm actually a business owner, the same as most of you guys. I understand what it means to not have any free time. I understand what it means to like things really simple and clean and easy. Having MyFitnessPal attached to my arm 24 hours a day and taking photos of labels, working out the macros, the proteins, all this stuff is my idea of health. And I know many of the people watching this, many people within our kind of, our community, our circle, feel the same. So calories are great. They make sense for a lot of people. But if you are exceptionally busy, stressed out, and you can't really be bothered to use them, then we've got a method that is much more effective and is easier. And also it's a framework that you can use whether you're at home, whether you're in Dubai, whether you're in Ireland, whether you're in New York. The same thing applies, the same framework. You haven't got to stress out about being in the restaurant and going, oh shit, what's on my plate? A client's taking me out, right? What are the macros on this plate? Okay, it's a shit show. It's just so difficult to track. It's really, really difficult. So generally speaking, the best way to go is just to focus on high protein meals. So protein with every single meal that you have, making sure there's some healthy fats on the plate, and sticking to green vegetables as best as you can, and just keep your carbs as the one thing that you monitor throughout the day. I guarantee you, most of the people watching this undereat on protein and overeat on carbohydrates and sugar. Fact, 100%. So if you could just change those 2 or 3 things, you're going to start seeing changes, okay? I'd also go ahead and say most of you are dehydrated. You may have seen people talking about pink Himalayan salt, Celtic salt as well. 2 litres of water a day, whether it's bottled water, is probably one of the better options. If it's tap water, not so great, try and filter it and then get your Celtic salt or Himalayan salt. The reason being is it puts minerals into the water, which helps actually rehydrate your body, helps replace electrolytes in your system, which really helps with focus, energy, sleep, flushing your body as well. So hydration, high protein, high fat, green vegetables. It doesn't matter where you are on the planet, that's manageable. If you are out for an event and people put your food in front of you, do your best. Eat your protein, eat your bit of fat, leave some of the carbs. Simple, okay? If you're under the illusion, and I'm being very honest with you here, if you're under the illusion that you can work out 3 times a week and drink 15 pints on a Friday or Thursday, and then on a Saturday have a roast dinner and 2 bottles of red wine, you are deluded. That is not going to get you results, okay? You could train 5 times a week and still not see change with that, all right? If you feel you can train 3 times per week, eat a croissant for breakfast every day, have Haribo at 11, and have a huge bowl of pasta with cheese on top and a pizza on the weekend, you are deluded. It's not going to work. And let's give you a bonus tip here. Bonus tip number 4, the biggest mistake that I see people having, is being completely deluded around what's actually going to work for them. I see it all the time. It's funny. It's funny because, if a pipe bursts in my house, I'm ringing a plumber. Yeah. If the electric's cut out, I'm ringing an electrician. When it comes to getting in shape and losing weight, everybody's an expert. Everyone's an expert. But I can categorically tell you that most of the people I talk to haven't got a single clue what they're talking about. And unfortunately, you're probably included in that as well. It's not because you're stupid, because you're not. You're highly intelligent. But the stuff that you read, the information that you have, whether it's Daily Mail, The Guardian or Google, the information that you have is probably redundant for you. Yeah, Instagram is an absolute killing field for information. If you feel that you can model yourself on a 25-year-old bodybuilder or a 25-year-old personal trainer, you're deluded. It's not you. It's not going to work for you. Okay. So let's just recap then, guys, and I'll open the floor for any questions anybody's got this morning. I appreciate it's early and you're probably on your way to work, but top 3 mistakes. Right. So number 1, not making it a priority. And I don't mean just saying it's a priority. I don't mean just putting it in the diary. I mean, make it a priority to everybody in your team, your family, your chickens, your dog, your cat. Everyone knows that on a Monday, a Wednesday and a Friday, from 6 till 7, whatever time you do it, I am uncontactable. And I mean that, uncontactable. You don't text me those times. If people absolutely can't get that in their nut, go so early in the morning that no one can contact you because everybody else is asleep. That's the harsh reality. I was in the gym 5:15 this morning, 5:20. I do that because the kids are asleep, my wife's asleep, the gym's quiet, I haven't got any distractions. By 6, my thumb is itching to start looking at emails and stuff, but I've got that half an hour, 45 minutes on my own where I can completely focus on myself to get my head straight. Okay, you owe it to yourself, you owe it to your family, your team and everybody to have that hour in the morning. I'm saying morning because that's probably the best time. That is the best time if you're a busy person to get those workouts in. Okay, make it a priority, stick it in your diary, don't move it. Okay, number 2, which kind of feeds into this one, is allowing sessions to be skipped. For the first 30 days, you cannot skip a workout. If you start on Monday, you've got 30 days of being 100% obsessed with not missing workouts, full stop. If you start skipping and moving stuff in that first 30 days, you toast, you lose. You're not going to win this battle. You're just not. You have to keep in the diary. Okay. Once you're through the 30 days, you can have a little more flexibility and you can say, right, okay, shit's hit the fan at work, client's leaving, got to phone them. That's fine. If you don't do it on the Monday, you've got to do it on the Tuesday. Okay. The rule is you can skip one day, you can move one day, but you don't skip and move the next one. Once you do 2, it's all unraveling. These are little things you start looking out for in your patterns around how you work out, how you get in shape. Okay. If you start skipping that second day, alarm bells start going off and you think, right, I'm losing my consistency again. Yeah. If you can catch it as it starts to change before you're 6 weeks out and go, I haven't trained for 6 weeks, or I've been on the booze again for 6 weeks, or my food's fallen off for 6 weeks. If you can catch it on day 2, you can save yourself a lot of heartache, a lot of frustration, a lot of energy, a lot of time, and potentially a lot of money as well. Third one, not getting your nutrition right. If you've been following the same nutritional diet for 4 weeks plus and you haven't seen any change, it's not the right diet for you. It's not the right nutritional guidance. It's not working. Okay. If you're not seeing change in 4 weeks as standard, it's not working. Something has to change. Whether that's because you're inconsistent, whether that's because you're having snacks you shouldn't be having, whether that's because it's just the wrong model for you, I don't know. I'm just giving general information. You need to get that assessed, looked at by somebody that knows what they're talking about, so they can look at that and say, this is not working for you, is it? John, Jane, Jim, Janet, whatever your name is. And just on top of that, just a little bonus tip as well, high protein with every meal, fat with every meal, good quality fat, green vegetables, monitor your carbohydrates, simple, lots and lots of water, get a little bit of Celtic salt in there as well, or Himalayan pink salt, just hydrate, get those electrolytes back into your body. Okay, and I think that's it, guys. I think I've given you some really good tips there, if I do say so myself. And yeah, if you can take those on board, if you take a note of those, that's going to help you to not only start moving forward with your goals, but also not falling off track again. If you want a bit more information around kind of consistency, stuff like that, I did a live yesterday, which you can have a little look at. They're all on my profile, which would be the one from yesterday. Have a look at that. And that talks a bit more about how you can stay consistent through the long term. And that can kind of give you some more information around how to stay on plan as well, because staying consistent is going to be a big part of what's going to get you into great shape.